Well, since I just did Age of Ultron, I figure I better do Ant-Man, and it's kind of nice because that's the one I've seen the most recent, outside of Minions, of course. But uh, Ant-Man, it's great because it stars a local hero in Paul Rudd who went to Shawnee Mission North here in the Kansas City metro area, and it's a movie that is absolutely completely different in feel and tone, in my opinion, from the other Avengers movies. I was sharing with some people at lunch today that I felt that the shift that you sense from, let's say, Age of Ultron to Ant-Man is very comparable to what you see in the Hunger Games movies when you go from Hunger Games 1 and 2 to Mockingjay. I feel like there's that big a difference between the Ant-Man movie and what you've had in the other Marvel Cinematic Universe movies. Maybe Captain America would be the one movie that could bridge that gap a little bit, and I guess you could argue that Winter Soldier actually has more of a Ant-Man feel to it. But there's a unique comic twist to this movie. There's humor throughout the other movies as well, but in here it really is a there's a the comedic dynamic of this movie is what makes it fun. And so you have Paul Rudd's character, and you'll have to forgive me, I forget his Ant-Man's character name. His I think it's Steve something or other. Uh, he is in jail, and again, I'm spoiling it for you. I'm going to ruin it. So he gets out of jail, and he has been in jail because he's very gifted, very talented at stealing things, very very prestigious kinds of things. And ironically enough, he is mesmerized and captivated by Michael Douglas's character, again, whose name I forget, but Michael Douglas is the other main actor in this movie. And ultimately, he ends up with a suit that is able to shrink him to the size of an ant. And so we get to see what the world is like from the perspective of an ant, which is it's quite fascinating. I think it would be fun to be an ant. I always thought it would be so neat because we had a nice ant hill uh, close to where I grew up, and I was just always fascinated watching ants work together. That's the other thing with this movie is that he's not only a superhero, but he's able to manipulate other ants to kind of partner with him. He even has a queen ant that he rides on from time to time doing things. And of course, if you're a male in a movie like this, if you're Paul Rudd star material, you've got to have a female character in this movie, and there it is. It's Michael Douglas's daughter, and Michael Douglas's character. He's a scientist, and so he put this Ant-Man costume together, and apparently he had used it back in the '80s, and his wife also, and I thought that was kind of the neat part of it. And then the comic book history, from what I understand, Wasp was an actual uh, first tier Avenger. I guess she was a part of the original Avenger group. And it sounds like they're going to do something a little bit different here. So, because of Michael Douglas's experience and the loss of his wife, he's a little bit leery of letting his daughter, who becomes friends and they develop a relationship with Paul Rudd. She's leery of her getting into this Ant-Man costume. Well, we find out at the end of the movie that he actually has made a Ant-Man costume for her, and it looks like she's gonna be in the Ant-Man sequel. It was rumored that she might show up in Captain America Civil War, but from what I read today, it doesn't look like with so many characters in that movie, she's not going to make it in there. So it looks like we could have Wasp running through her. And I kind of feel like she looks like, and I forgot her name, she's not a well-known actress, but she looks a little bit like the woman in Jurassic World, except Ron Howard's daughter. But she had red hair, this one's a brunette. So I've heard some critique from John Campion and some other people about the lack of strength with the bad guys and the villains, and I do. I mean, if Heath Ledger and Hannibal and Darth Vader are like the creme de la creme of bad guys, it is kind of hard to compete with those people. There is I think with the Disney element, and I don't want to be overly, I don't want to blame it on that too much. I just wonder in this world, in this Disney Marvel cinematic universe if you can have the kind of bad guy we deserve, like you get with Heath Ledger and the Joker, and it looks like they're going to do in the DC with the upcoming Batman and everything. So I don't know if you're going to get that level of bad guy in this world. The train scene, the little train scene that you've seen the previews, shows up in here, and that's where the ultimate battle between Ant-Man and the antagonist, who actually has a similar suit. It's a yellow color. They end up fighting, and obviously Ant-Man wins. I left the movie, though. I loved it, but I just wonder how it's going to fit into the rest of the Marvel movies, because it's so different, and I just can't. I'm having a hard time picturing Ant-Man in the same movies with the Hulk and Thor. I could see him with Captain America, and incidentally, the end credit scenes in here were phenomenal. So they had Captain America and the antagonist that was in Captain America, the other guy, the Winter Soldier, I think is who it was. Right? Yeah, I think so. And then I keep forgetting Wingman, Black Man, the guy with the wings and everything. He shows up in here too. I'll remember it when I get off the video. They show up in here as well, and they set up the possibility, not the possibility, the actuality that Ant-Man is going to play a part in the next movie. So, as far as the Ant-Man movie goes, it's funny, it's humorous. Some people have been saying it starts out slowly. I do think when you're introducing somebody, you have to do it carefully. I mean, you have to bring your audience in. And as I've read in some other places, I agree that when it said lesser known character like Ant-Man, I didn't know who Ant-Man was until they started talking about Ant-Man. So you've got to bring them along slowly. You've got to introduce your audience to them, and I think humor is a good way to introduce somebody like that. So go see it. It's #1 at the box office again. I'm gonna try to go see it. I may go see it again. I may go see In and Out and Ant-Man again, because I'm not really excited about. I will go see Pixels, I think. So we'll figure something out. Anyway, you have a great day. Go see Ant-Man. God bless. Goodbye.